True. True. All right. Let's see. Ark has his hand. Okay, and then Shara got that. And we're all back, I think. So you're a monster hunter guy. God, Kim will have fun with that. She's one of her, what was it? One of her guys that plays Dauntless, Helsing, got her into it. So we ended up dropping the money on Monster Hunter so she can do Monster Hunter. One of the first things she got, think of flying things that are hard to come across in that game. And she came across it first thing in the game. The Diablos. Yes, she came across the Diablos. 5% chance she could come across it. What does Kim do? She comes across it. I'm like, oh, Lord. I just remember going, oh yeah, a few choice words, and then there was a Diablos. I'm like, well, there you go. Always fun. I will say, if you guys want a nice game outside of the D&D Baldur's Gates ones, Pathfinder Kingmaker is growing on me. I hate the fact that my kingdom half the time is crumbling. That drives me nuttier than a fruitcake. And that they... You will have some fun. Don't let Bald Hill back up on you. You got to go fight the things up there. And then always do the quests that are like the things for the afflicted, the different things that help your people. And don't forget, you can also build settlements. That I didn't realize that. You can build settlements in the areas you take over. I'm like, well, that would have been nice to know early in the game. But now I'm queen. I'm in chapter 6. So or 5, 6. I beat some of the toughies, and if we ever play it as a game, I'll change it up some. But it's definitely worth the play. I can say that. So, if any of you are thinking about it, do it. Just do it. Sign up. Take the plunge. It'll get you ready anyways, because they're redoing it for 2E. That's the cool part. I've got the Kickstarter for 2E. So if we ever want to do a 2E one, that might be a fun one to do in 2E, is Kingmaker. So they're going to add some more to the ending. They're going to add some side quests. They're doing a lot of crap with it. So third party's doing it for Paizo. Paizo's overseeing it, but yeah. Hey, and if any of you guys are on the creator side, so I will say this, if any of you want to get into module writing, editing, things like that, and I know a few of you love that end of it because I see one or two working on their own stuff, Paizo is looking. They just had Liz Liddell go over to was it God, where did Liz go? She went over to one of the she went over, was it Wizards? No, she went over to one of them. And then of course they've lost one over to Kobold Press. That's Amber. She went over there. So they got 2 openings right now for writers, if you want to make the plunge. I thought you might be interested in it. And the good thing is you get a leg up, addressed you, because they are looking for and I please don't take this the wrong way, but this is the way they termed it. Thank you. Yes. Please, for God's sakes, go on there and take over Garand. We gotta. No, I'm serious about that. I want to see the Garand continent expand. They've got somebody for Arcadia. That's Luis Loza. He's from Mexico. He's doing all that Arcadia where you guys are near right now. That's why I have some material, because he's doing it. But they need stuff for Garand. They've kind of now focused on Absalom, which is nice, and I'm glad they are, but I'm getting tired of it. I want the Garandi continent. I want to see what South Garand's like. No one has done it yet. No one has done Nex and Geb and all these other places that are so cool on that continent. So please go talk to them. Any of you. I'm serious about that. I want to have some friends at Paizo. I think it'd be awesome. I do. It's cool. I would love that. I mean, I think honestly, I think Paizo is going to outlast Wizards. If Wizards doesn't get some things flipped, and they're saying they're changing. I don't know if they are. Yes. Oh God, no. That's where Liz Liddell went to. She went to Magic the Gathering. That's exactly where she went. See, I have net. Well, that's where the new. Again, I've gotten the Theros. I finally did the plunge and got the Theros setting. It's off Magic the Gathering, but you know what it is? I sat there for a while. I go, my God, you guys finally did a Roman/Greek continent, is what you guys did. Set in that style. No, it's not a bad thing. It puts... Yeah. Well, it's like Ravnica. I think they did Ravnica originally so that Strahd and the Curse of Strahd could be put into a setting. Because Ravnica makes sense for it. That's... stick him in there. That makes total sense. Yes. Yeah. Well, and my hopes is on the next one that I do another D&D one, I'm vacillating between the new Rime of the Frost Maiden or doing something like maybe Avernus, the Avernus one. Right now we're doing Ghost, and that's one Keisha is in with me on that one. And we have a new player. We have, I don't know if you guys have seen her on Twitter, Haven. Haven gets herself, or themselves. I'm going to correct that. She likes the they, there. So that's the last time I'll say she. They like that... they like to be very vocal. They are half Indian, and I don't know what the rest of her mix is, but she speaks out kind of center position. So she gets in trouble with a lot of the RPG folks just because sometimes when she pipes up, or sometimes when they pipe up, it gets things stirred up. But we had an opening in the D&D group, and they jumped in. And so it'll be the first non-elf in that group. Kind of cool. I know, I got to get used to this. Forgive me, folks. I am trying so hard to get used to the binary and the gender world. I know. And at least I'm coming around to it. There's a lot in my generation. Yeah, Native American. Well, no, she's Asian. She's Asian Indian. She's from southern India. Or they are from southern India. And yeah, I'm working it. God, I'm gonna screw this up. I know I am. I'm trying. It is. I try to be so open-minded, and sometimes the terminologies throw me, and I'm sorry. I am. I really am trying to. I am trying to adapt, and hopefully they are very patient with me. I really will do my best, and I don't try to be offensive. God, yeah. I know. My brain, sometimes I gotta just kick it out of a gear is what I have to do, and it'll get there. It will. I mean, hey, I'm open-minded. If I know. Exactly. No. Exactly. Yeah. I know. I just feel bad when I screw it up, and I am, but I just, you know what I mean? Because again, I want to respect every one of you, whether players as friends, all the way around. I find that the world is a better place when you do that. It really is, and it's not about. Look, I hate the words like cancel culture and all these others. These extreme words, they gotta stop. I hate the extremes. To me, it's just like that's what makes the world a worse place. The middle ground is where everybody is happy. We get along with each other. We learn to respect each other, and the world becomes a better place. And I don't know why more people don't just say no to the extremes and say stop it. Let's work together. We can make this place a better place. We really can. Mm-hmm. Yes. Yeah, I know. Yeah, I I don't know. I mean, people are just I yeah. No, it's not. Yes. Yeah. It's true. I hear you, and I will, and I'm going to do my best. I mean, one of the things that I'm enjoying much more is just being open-minded to a lot of different ways. It's even like in these sessions, like last night, I ran Terrence, and Max, you remember Terrence T. He's in our D&D campaign, and for the first time, and I will say this, Akeisha, who's excited and has him in there, he went with me on a side bout, kind of like Yumi did and Akeisha did, to grow their characters, and it was so much fun. I had fun. I had him. He's like, "Should I roll on the D20 dice roll?" I said, "No, just pick up your dice and roll them. If you got advantage on it, just roll it." I said, "I trust you. I mean, good God, if I can't trust you guys on rolls, then what am I doing as a GM?" And I love, the him, her, thought. Yeah, Paizo has been much more progressive when it comes to they, binary. I mean, a lot of their heroes are either binary LGBTQ a mix. They are so open-minded, and they were one of the first pioneers of that. And I think mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. It's freaking cool. And they've got all different race art, which is great. I love it. One of their iconic paladins is from Garand. So she's got a dark mocha skin and she's cool. And she's also LGBTQ. And it's kind of cool. And I'm going, holy crap. They're taking and smashing, and not in a bad way. They're doing it just through how they built the system. And you don't have to necessarily acknowledge it, but you can. And it gave people that ability. And what's sad is it never got played up like D&D got played up. Because had it been, and had they been able to go to 2E much sooner, I think 5 has a hard time getting ground. D&D 5. I really do. They beat them to the punch by doing D&D 5, but now Pathfinder 2E has gone to a in-between of 1 and 5. And it's really cool what they're doing. The investigator class, oh my god, I'm in love with it. I'm going to tell you, that's going to be one of my first characters to play, if I can do it. I love what they've done. And they redid the swashbuckler, and they did them in a way that they should have done in 1, but they couldn't. And now they've finally done it. And it's a core class, and it's really cool. And they moved the samurai and the cavalier to archetypes for the fighter. And then they're moving other archetypes. So that's why you're not going to see as many core classes. But they did the builds in a really good way. I'm impressed. And again, I'm not trying to push anybody there, but when we get there, I'm going to tell you, you guys will love it. It's going to go so much smoother. Same way with Starfinder. If you guys ever want to do Starfinder, it's so much smoother in the world stuff and what they're approaching and the different things. It's so cool. So, yes, I'm having fun with this, but yeah. Back to our story. I'm sorry. I'm off in my little fun zone. A happy GM. You have a happy GM. Yes, it is. It's kind of fun. All right. So, just to let you know that Haven will be in that group. I would have put her in here, but I think we have two. We're right at the right mix. I just didn't want to introduce another, and I thought, yeah, that would have overwhelmed us. I think. We're right at the right amount of people and great players and personalities meshing that I just didn't want to throw another one. Even though she asked about Pathfinder first, or they asked about it. God dang it, I'm going to catch myself. I will. I will work on this. Uh-huh. It is, yeah. It's I done well. That's why I do female characters. That's why I'm exploring a lot of different places, and even with NPCs, it's kind of fun as a GM and a player. It lets you grow beyond. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Well, yeah, there's so many. Yeah, Outlaw Star. I remember Outlaw Star. Good God, yeah. I have. Yeah. I have so much fun with just the new things that are getting introduced. I think it just allows you to really grow outside of the traditional boundaries. And I think it's okay. It's good. You know, at the end of the day, what are we doing anyways? We're role-playing or acting. We're having fun. And why not? I mean, actors choose different roles, right? Lots of different roles and lots of different genres. Why not do the same in this? You're getting better. I remember when you started out with Chunk, you're like, oh my God, I'm going to pull my hair out. Now you're to where, okay, my hair is still in place. And I'm slowly moving to where... That's okay. And that's what we're about. Yes, knowledge sausage will now be a new... Yes, it will. It'll be... Hey, they have the open knowledge, right, that says other. It can be anything you want to make it. That's right. All right, so you finish up with Dorian. Are you guys going to go ahead and go look for Felix? Or is Felix going to come floating out of the place? Now, Felix, you made a roll for me. Let me go back. Yeah, your sense motive, you don't catch anything off of her as she leaves. And then she's just gone. You never know, right? It could add to some fun things later on. So, all right. Do the night thing. All right, so I'm going to pull... Do I have a tavern? God, I need to pull taverns into this type of setting. Do I have one? Probably. Ooh, I might. Yes, I think I do. I have a tavern. Yes. I'm moving it over to where you guys can use it. I get so excited when I have already templates and I don't have to copy something new in. Can I make a small bit of purchases? Yeah, you can. Absolutely you can. You always can do that type of stuff. I got no problem with that. Purchase to your heart's content. Alright, so we'll put the tavern there. Alright. It's called Battle Tavern. We're not battling, though. So, alright, I'm going to move it over to the tavern thing. Give me a sec here. Put it there for a second. Back on the Boneyard. Move it over a couple... So bear with the map. It's going to do some shifting on you. Ooh, look, lava. The tavern has lava. You never know in these realms, right? Yeah, I like it. Yes, it is. Yes, you can. It's all about sausage at the end of the day. It is. All right, so I'm going to move all of you, and then Felix, I'm going to move you probably last of all, even though you're already there. That way I can get everybody over to the tavern. And then, God, I wish I'd have had time to populate this place, but hey, it's all good. There we go. So, yes. Paste. Alright, we got to get rid of this, so I'm going to take my drawing and say erase. Clear drawings. Yes! Do you really want the quality scribble? Do you? Alright, so I'm going to put Shara and Lyra outside since they're not quite there yet. I'll let you guys move around. Dorian is definitely not here. Though maybe you can coax him. He's not here for now. Alright, and then let's go get Felix. Because we can't leave Felix out, right? He's not going to feel loved. We can't let the kitty cat not feel loved. He's drinking at the bar. Alright. And where are you, Felix, on this map? Yes, he has. Oh, there they are. The Bobsy twins. Yes. God, you never know. It's the way it is. Oh, probably. Let's see. Let's put you guys up here. Paste. There he is. There's this one. I wonder if I got my Kasatha in here that I could move over. I bet I do. I gotta look under these. They have them. Let's see, marketplace purchases. I think I have him. That's awesome. Yes, I can put him there. Actually, let's do him instead. We'll take that one out. The Envoy, he's down here at this end of the bar. And then let's see what else we have. Do we have these? Please. Oh God, they got them. Yes. This is so awesome. This is the Starfinder stuff. This is where all this comes in handy. You guys see over at a table 3 people, 2 female and 1 male. And they have antenna for they almost look similar to elves. They have that sylvan quality to them, but they have antenna on their heads. So, yes, let's see. Where is this? Somebody's writing stuff in there. Chunk, Shara, Chunk, 9 Hell's Brand Super Spicy. Oh, my lord. Tavern joke. Welcome to Battle Tavern where we cage fight. Yes, and you might find that. Don't go joking there. On a plane like this, you might find those kind of things. You guys joke about it. You just never know what you're going to find in the ye old Battle Tavern. Let's see. Got any elves? Yes, we have elves. Don't want those. Just want regular ones. Oh, of course. Yes, we got to have a dark elf. Or 2 or 3. Because you just never know what you're going to find in the tavern, right? These are all the things that Max kind of just ignored when Felix went in. Well, that's because we were focused outside with Dory, and now you know they're there. There are 3 drow at one of the table. And then the one that took the place of the Geritablelu is, let's see, having too much fun with this. And we're not just going to have humans, because you find humans everywhere, right? You got a big Leonine guy that's on the other side of Syl that is a catfolk. And then, let's see what else we got. Yeah, well, you didn't get that opportunity, so bleh. You got 2 female gnomes at this table. And let's see what else we got in there. Ooh, yes, one of those. I got to have an Ifrit in there somewhere. Come on, give me an Ifrit. No. Yes, we got an Ifrit. Ah, they're a premium asset. Tell me I bought them. No, I didn't. Dang them. Curse them. Curse Paizo. Curse roll 20. Fine. We won't have one of those. I'll stick an Ifrit in there. That'll be better for you guys. Because you always wanted an Ifriti in the bar, right? Okay, so you got 3 drows, 3 antenna people, 2 gnomes, another catfolk, a Kasatha, which has the 4 arms, and an Ifriti. And then what did I say your bartender was, Max? Do you remember? Oh, yes, we did. He was a Psychopomp. I'll put a Psychopomp in there. Yeah, that won't work. Dang it, they don't have the right one. Let's see. Let's see if we got one of those. Yeah, well, it's a premium asset. Ah, you guys suck. Suck. Alright, fine. Will be really fun. We'll do a Lilitu demon who has taken his place now, the Psychopomps. So you now have a demon for a bartender. There you go. And then the serving folks. are, let's see. Demon rum. Bartender Barry ended his shift. Yes, he did. Yes, he did. All right. So you guys come in together. You see that Chunk and Felix are sitting at the bar. And Sill's up there with them. And it's Starless, Ark, and Aurora, and Markale who walk into a bar. And it looks like a lively bar. I mean, there's a lot of conversation going on. Oh, what's the bard going to be in the bar? We got to have a bard, right? Let's see what they give me for bards. Oh, yeah. And there's a Vudrani female bard over there who's strumming out a tune, an irreverent tune. But, because bards do those kind of things. Yeah, Demon Rum Chunk. Yeah, basically, Felix is 3 sheets to the wind and enjoying himself. And, yeah, you guys come in, and it is definitely one of those days at the bar. So Akeisha, let me know what other transactions. You did the one, which is fine. Let me know if you're going to go do any others outside of that. So, Starless goes, well, this is an exotic bar. This will be a nice change. Where shall we sit? Oh, yeah. There's more that are around. I'll put the bard in the... Let's put the bard in this corner, since she won't be hurting anything here. Over by the window. So there's some more around the bar over on the other side of Chunk, if you guys want to take spots there. Yeah, put her in the fireplace. Spicy hot. Well, that'd be the Ifrit. We could put the Ifrit in there, and that way then the Ifrit could roast some things. You did. You mentioned the one, which I responded back to you on the one, Akeisha. And then the other, I don't think I did. Let me see. Or maybe I did on both. Because I think I looked at both of them. Let's see. There is that. Sure has any magical necklace. But she was hoping for more traditional. Yeah. You could do that one if you wanted to. You could burn some PP for that if you wanted to. Depending if you're a fast Pathfinder. Let's see. Also, who can make the best use of the +1 light crossbow? I think we gave that to Markale, right? Ark gave that to her, I think. If I remember correctly. Yeah. Yeah. So Ark got something. That was the one that he got on that. You see all kinds of... I mean, behind the demon, there are all kinds of bottles of alcohol. From... There's probably... Go ahead. There you go. So there's at least 200 different bottles behind her. From all over. That's why you see liquids like, for instance... The forearm Kasatha is drinking a liquid you guys have never seen before. It has a unique kind of an odd look to it. An iridescent look to it. The tabaxi or the catfolk that's near Sill is having a huge mug of ale. Yeah, liquid xenon, maybe. You never know. How much for the gold? Then how much for the wolf's head clasps? The clasp will have to be done by a jeweler, but can be done there. And it'll be in the building behind Dorian. And let's see, together, if you go with the non-magic that doesn't have the other in it, it would be 350 GP, and the magic one that was there would be 1,003 or 1,250 GP for that one. So it depends on what you want, Acacia, for it. But either one you could look at. You can take the one that Dorian has and modify it in the jeweler, or you can simply, because again, you're not doing a magical modification, you're only doing a mechanical. So non-magic, he'll refer you back into that jeweler there, since that's one of the ones that does the base stock for what he does. So let's see, what'd you put up there? Oh, the Quarantine Battle Map bundle. Yeah, I need to get that. I friggin' will after this. No, I will. I mean, maps, I love maps. I can always use them here. So it makes, or in the other group. So yeah, definitely need it. So yeah, however you want to play that out, it'll take him 2 hours, and it's a Psychopomp that's doing it. It's one of the weird ones that you would never expect. The jeweler actually looks like a raven, but it's called they're called let's see, soy Psychopomps. They're kind of the messenger version of the Psychopomps or the scouts, but this one happens to be a jeweler. The bartender looks at you with kind of an alluring look and says, "Yes, dearies, what can I get you fine people? Come, come," she says up to the bar. To Markael and Aurora and Ark and Starlissa. She goes, "We serve everyone here." Oh, he just raises the mug to you and takes a drink. He's not offended by you. Not at all. Meow, damn it. But let's see, the catnip and the rye. I love it. God, you guys are funny. Yeah, so move over to that end of the bar where you just pinged. Starlissa kind of sidles up next to Chunk, and she goes, "Well, hopefully you got everything you wanted. Dorian can be really helpful, or," she says, "he can be a real dick." Depends on the day. And that side, you're shocked to hear her say something like that, but it's obvious they're old buds. Again, Aurora's got a new take, I think, on everything again, from where she had a take on it that just got dumped on its head a little more. So, she goes, "What can I give you? What exotic brews would you like to try from our nice establishment?" And the name of it is the Battle Tavern on the outside, with two weapons crossed. But yeah, damn it, just inhaling some sauce. Oh, well, what kind of sausage would you like, dearie? We've got all kinds of different assortments from different worlds. Just tell me what tickles your fancy. She says, "I'm sure the cook can make something." Alrighty. So she says, "Well, I will get, let's see, hang on here. God. Let's see if I can find something for the different." Oh, Lord, yeah, there's all kinds. So, this very happy-looking, what looks to be maybe somewhere from Elysium. That's the funny thing you see here. You see outright demon bartender working with somebody from the Elysian Fields type. That's part animal, part human. She's a female. It looks like maybe part wolf and part human. She goes, "Dearie, can you take the order back for them?" She goes, "Oh, sure, yeah, absolutely I can." And she goes, "We don't use names here because," she smiles and says, "names hold power." But, that said, she goes, "Anybody else want anything to eat while I'm at it?" So if you want, Marco, you can go ahead and move your token over to where you want her to sit. If I've got the control under you, I should. Let me see, make sure. Yep, under you. So it should be fully under your control. You and Art. Actually, the funniest thing is she goes, pulls down the different alcohols that you mentioned for that, mixes it up, gets out this little dimensional thing, drops an ice cube in and puts it there with a twist on there, and then sets it in front of you. She goes, "And for you, dearie," looking at Ark. Oh, yeah, she looking right at you. But you're going, "Wait a minute, I should be invisible." Yeah, well, you're dealing with an upper level demon. Invisibility is no problem. Not when they've got... Yeah, not when they got true seeing. Which, by the way, you're going to have to move him probably over to here, because unless he's on the table with the Ifrit, which probably... Okay, under the table. Alright, he's under the table with the Ifrit. Okay, that could go royally well. "Oh, yes, I can do those." She goes looking over and gets some fruit and some different things and a little bit of the bottled bubbly water she puts in there and mixes it up and puts it over on the bar. She goes, "That will be 4 gold, please." "Well, yes, dear, you have to pay. We are an establishment." Arcturus, are you going to try to sleight of hand the Ifrit? Oh my god. Alright. I love this. Yeah. This is going to go effing epic. I love it. Alright, let's look into my Ifrits. God, this is going to be so much fun. Oh, yeah, that's a gnome. You're welcome to do it. Alright. We're going to mess with the gnome. Alright, let's see. Do I have the... I love these things. The insect lady you met. I love it. Oh my god. Alright, let's see. Yeah, it's a half elf there. Alright. So you're going to do on that one. Alright, so the gnome, you're doing a sleight of hand, that, and their perception. Okay. This ought to be a fun roll. I like it. Okay. Damn. Oh, and 3, 2, 1. I love it. All right. Okay, let's see what you palm from them. Oh, God, this ought to go epically well. Let's... Hey, you palm the book of Despite... Or what is it? Vile Evil from the gnome. Because... Hell, what's the wrong thing that could go wrong with that, right? I am just having way too much fun with this. Even though I love the main adventure, you gotta have these kind of moments. Alright, hang on here, let me... Let's go to that book. This one will be better. Alright, so what do you palm? Oh, so much fun. Let's see, gear. Alright, so from the gear. But that, it's going to be actually, let's see. Trade goods, entertainment. Alright. Alright, here we go. Let's see what we're palming. Okay, so you palm a figurine that is an obsidian figurine, and it's an obsidian, let's see, obsidian figurine, and it's small. I mean, you're not talking, it's about the size of a chess piece with emerald eyes, worth... Alright, that's what you palm from him. Or her. Them. Yes, we'll do the them. The woman that you stole it from looks like almost Arlissa, but she has stark white hair and kind of reddish eyes. Well, she goes, that works. Okay. And she palms it and puts it underneath into the box. Oh, yeah. She goes, open tab. Nice. I can work with that. She goes, just don't start any fights. Now, you see, this one goes back into she goes back into there, and you see an androgynous looking, what looks to be an angel, is the best way to put it. Hand over some plates to her of some sausages. And that's a sausage sample you can take back out. And she takes back out and puts it in front of Chunk. She goes, here you go. Let me know if you need anything else, dearie. And she goes over here to help at the table with the gnomes. Let's see. We'll put a table there. I know. You guys are going to have to... You guys, here's what I would do. Yes. Yes. Abso-freaking-lutely. All right. All right. So roll your diplomacy or bluff, however you want to use, whichever one you want to use. All right. So are you going to stay under the Ifrit's table, or do you want to move over to Mistress's? Damn, and that was a natural 20. So because you did it so epically in an epic setting, 2 re-rolls for you for rolling so well in such a setting. Everybody raises their glasses and does a knockback, and you can see 2 of the drow have their whips out and whip them into the air. And so you can hear the cracks in the air, and everybody, even the bard, picks up and lifts a glass to you that's sitting next to her. And yes, because of that, you get 2 epic re-rolls. And you have shifted them not only from grouchy, but you moved them from grouchy to not quite smiling, but the wink smile, which means they're friendly. They're not like your best friends, but by God, you changed the whole room setting, including the bartender and everybody else. So what went from a tense situation now relaxes. Damn. Yeah, exactly. You did. Your little helper got you this figurine, and everybody's happy, and they're all. You can, and so, Shara, you're coming back about this time. Yeah, yeah. You're making an odd twitching movement. You're making your way back towards it, and you just hear a cheer erupt out of the tavern / inn that they're at. And you can hear it all the way across the square. In fact, everybody stops what they're doing for a second and then goes back to all of it. Just because it was one of those moments. All right, so offer to... Okay. Yeah. He will easily comp you the 250 on that. The full amount. For this round, he will. So that will leave you... He can do 25 platinum. Yep. So, which is 20 platinum. Or 200 gold. However you want to do it. So yeah, you're heading back to where they're eating and partying. Starlissa looks at Aurora and goes, she did it again, didn't she? So much for no... Yeah. She goes, well, at least the notice was good. So she does a cheers to you. She is having what looks to be a glass of rum. And she just clinks it with you and knocks it back. She goes, oh, well. And now I got to do my fortitude save on her. Because, yeah, as you guys drink, especially if you knock things back, do me fortitude saves. Felix, you don't have to worry about it. You're already 3 sheets. I don't even need to see your fortitude save. Yes. Damn, Lissa. 29. She resists the stuff as she knocks it back. It's amazing what the gnome can keep up with. And +2 on saving throws versus fear? No. And luck. So, Chunk and Starlissa have about the same fortitude when it comes to alcohol. Little nods. And she signals for another round of the table, which, of course, the demon comes over. She's got the full-on wings and everything, and the dominatrix outfit. but you can see the dagger at her side, and you can just feel the power coming off of it. And you're like, nope, not gonna flirt with that one. Not even on my best day. You just get the feeling she's not one to cross. Well, Mark Hale, exactly. That's when you got to give to Mark Hale to see if she can one up. Yeah, I figure already Aurora's pointing like this over, just pointing at her going, thumbs up. Yeah. Yes, you got this. Go get her. Everybody's laughing. Yep. So what is Syl drinking today, I wonder? Did we get it in there? Did I miss it? Let's see. Markel's paying all right, whiskey. So you got whiskey, and it's some expensive stuff. It's actually from a place you've never heard of. Well, no, it's a place called wherever is. It's Omnish whiskey. Wow, Mark Hale, holy crap, another 20 into her thing. In this bar scene, she has now gotten 3 re-rolls out of this. I'm telling you, Mark Hale needs to bring the people here more. Yes. Yes, mega bam. Yes, exactly. About that time, you can see that Shara has now entered the building with Lyra. Are you going to wave them over to the table you've got, Mark Hale? Oh, God. That's too funny. College. Oh. Oh. Starless is just chuckling. She's like, God, we're going to be lucky we make it back. She goes, don't get so drunk that one of these people will pick our pockets. That's all we need. Yes. All right. So, since Mark Hale did the whole round thing, Starless is going to do another shot of the rum and see if she can hold up. Oh yeah, Starless is just yeah. Yeah, you Lyra just whispers in your ear, Shara, oh my God, we're in trouble now. May the gods watch over us. Yeah, and you can see about that time, Starless, Shara is knocking back what looks to be a drink, and she's all right. She doesn't look like she's hurting at all, but she's talking with Aurora over there and just shaking her head along with Chunk. It's like, yeah. Yes, she is. So you're going to join her over there, Shara, at the table? They can find another chair for Lyra, unless you want Lyra to sit on your knee. It's all good. It's all good at the tavern. And you can see in there are drow, people with antenna that you've never seen before in your life, 2 gnomes off to your right, and a Freet, and what looks to be a demon bartender, along with a celestial of some sort that is from the Elysian Fields, as part animal, part human. That's the waitress going around, or the barmaid. Yes, and then the bard. And then the Vudrani bard. That's one thing that looks familiar. Yes, she's from Vudra, or one of the Vudra areas, having fun in there. So, yeah. Yes. 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 They all chuckle, and and they and they say in what sounds like a weird language at first, but then they switch to what languages does he have, Felix? Yeah, none of them go across. There's some broken words and say they antenna. One of the girls says to the side with the drow. We use them to communicate. We talk with our minds, she says. And then you hear a thought in your mind going, see? she they motion to the Celestial to come over and they go, get Golarian drink. More what he have. She goes, okay, no problem. And she works her way back there. And they motion you to pull up a chair from, wherever in the room. Probably over the table with the drow to sit with them. Yes. You just get the feeling that it's not unsafe sitting there for now. All right. So what is everyone else doing? Let's see. Mark Hale, Bard sings. There's a halfling from today's clothes. Yeah. Oh, Lord. Yeah, that's about how it is. No answer. Felix is present, but not physically home. Exactly. Oh, he's physically there, but mentally he is not home. All right, so into the bar. Let's see. Let's see. Into the bar. Walks two of these past. They move past Shara. It looks like they are winged things with horns. They don't have their weapon with them. And one goes up between the bar, between Starlissa and Aurora. And then the other one comes down to this end of the bar. And they go, drinks. Gotta get that one off of Starlissa. There we go. They look like, make a knowledge planes if you have it. Yep. The Efreet looks to be like he's looking under the table from time to time at you. The ones that are one of the ones that is with Felix sees you under the table. Other than that, the gnomes and the drow have not noticed you yet. Yep, you and Lyra are over having a drink by the fireplace. There's a place you can sit. There's like an edging to the fireplace that you can sit. It's nice. It's not too hot. But in a place like the Boneyard, it just gives you a little bit of warming to the bones. Yeah, the drow have not noticed you. Hint, hint, hint. Nothing like going stealing off of a drow. Makes for the bar fight. Yes. The sausage has a unique taste to it, but not bad. It's not from Golarion, you think, but it's not necessarily something nasty like humans or ground up living creatures. You figured that the angel wouldn't do that to you. But it is some sort of a gamey creature. It's not bad. It's actually tasty with the spicing they put in there. Sausage. So, Felix, knowledge planes. Those come up in your mind, devils. And you're thinking maybe horn devils? This is a unique bar. You got devils in here, you got demons, you got even some psychopomps that flitter in and out that look like they're part of the cleaning staff. It's a very diverse planar bar. An otherworldly bar. Yes, Shara, you can definitely tell the perception. The Ifrit seems to look over at party and you ever so often, as do the drow. They seem to eyeball. The gnomes don't care. The gnomes are oblivious to you having a good time. The ones with Felix are once in a while look over, but not much. The Kasatha who's at the bar doesn't look at you at all, nor does the catfolk. The devils are oblivious to you too. They're, yeah. Do a diplomacy -4 because you're feeling yourself, but you're a little bit too far to be confident drunk, as I call it. You're more sloppy drunk right now. Drunken diplomacy. I always love drunken diplomacy. Oh. Nice. Nice. So even in your drunken, inebriated state, you get to talking with them. What are you asking? Like where they're from? Okay. Yeah. Mark. Yeah. Nope. I love Josh. Our dreams and deep psychological weaknesses are. Oh, yeah, you are. No problem. Well, what you hear in your mind now, this seems like a male voice. So you're thinking it's the one on the right. He goes, "We are from Castrovel, the home of our kind and those irritable elves that populate your world." That perks you up because you can almost hear the disdain for elves in their voice in your head. There's a deep disdain. So, yes, the drow looked your way. I typed in there that you're the only half orc so far in there. Yeah. Yay! Came back up. That's gotta love the fun of these things. So, they say to you, we are what you call in your language La Shunta. We are La Shunta. We La Shunta are superior to elves. Elves cannot do what we do. Yet they take our lands. Them and the bug folk you call Formorians? Yes, Formorians. So, that's the information you got out of him so far. What else is the party doing other than drinking at this point? All right, she comes over and says, "Yes, what can I do for you, lovely?" "Oh, yes." She goes, "We have one with 4 beds and one with 2 of them with 2 beds. Would that work?" She goes, "The 2 beds are 2 gold a night. The 4 bed would be 4 gold." She goes, "Your tab would cover it as long as you don't go over the tab amount. It's no problem." She goes, Unfortunately, no," she says, looking over your direction. Shar, she goes, "Unfortunately, no." "Oh, they take platinum, yes." She goes, "Oh, yes." She goes, "No problem." She goes, "Dinner is on you." And she smiled. And let's see here. Starlissa is going to do another shot. She's actually doing well. She's had 2 and no blowns. So let's see where we're at. Oh, that's actually getting a little worse, but that's fine. She still makes the save. Anything over a 19. So anybody that's had 2 drinks, and it depends on if you drink them slow or knock them back. Starlissa's been knocking them back. But anybody does that of G-rated, of course. Yeah, G-rated snuggle. Yeah, I'll just keep believing there's a G up on the door. Yes, even Mark Hale does not buy the G-rated put the beds together. Okay, so the vodka drinks, or the potato drink that is their version of vodka, depending on how many you've done, after you've done 2, just make a fortitude check for Syl. If she doesn't make a 20, then she starts to get a little inebriated. If you really blow it and blow it by 5, then you're doing not so good. All right, so you're just slightly feeling a little warm buzz. You're not hurting. You're still perceptive. You haven't lost any there. Your movement's probably not as adept as they were, but they're not necessarily horribly degraded. You're not intoxicated. You're just feeling a little warm. So, Markale, what you going to do, Markale? No bouncing on the beds in this instance. Oh my god. I love that terminology. I will keep that forever. Bouncing on the bed. What a great way to refer to it. Mm-hmm. Yes, whose name is probably Mark other than Mark? Yep. I love feel Chunk. Chunk, are you nursing yours, or are you just drinking them down? If you're nursing them, you can go wow. Mm-hmm. Okay. I like it. We're getting a little saucy. That's a good question. Let's see. The engineering would have covered it, and our Arcana. The local, you get the feeling, there from the local you can pull. They're definitely underdark. They're more comfortable in a darker setting, hence why the Boneyard doesn't bother them, because there's only moonlight. They tend to slant towards abyssal type of things, but not all of them are. You'd have to look at the symbols on them, which would be your religion if you had it. Let's see what you know. They are drinking a very dark amber liquid, it looks like. Maybe some sort of local brew that they drink there that you might know. Do your appraise will cover, I think, on that one. It is something like almost a rum or a whiskey, but it is their version of it, Underdark version of it. One of them says, well, I don't see why not. You can have a seat if you'd like. We can order some for you. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And make a fort for me, but you get a +2 because you're used to drinking. So. Good. Mark Hale did well. You do glance a symbol on her. It is what looks to be... a moon with a pair of smirking lips and a 7-pointed crown on it. She smiles at you when you do. So you can try to figure out what her symbol is. Well, go ahead and do a knowledge religion. The one thing Mark Hale doesn't have a lot of, so that would just be a straight wisdom. It'd be a straight wisdom. Yeah. Ooh, no, you didn't on that one. You're like, damn, what is that? No. She just smiles at you. Now her eyes are the deepest purple you have ever seen, and her hair is very silvery. And she's got like almost a charcoal color skin. And she goes, do you like it? Hark, forked on the drink rather than disappoint. Oh, drowser demon. Oh my lord! Lord, and let's see what they do back. This is greatness. I love it. Well, she says. There. Oh, Lord. All right, so let's see. The sense motive on this. God. Okay, this will be fun. Now, I'm going to take it down a little bit because she's been drinking. So... And she ain't even close. She just smiles back at you and she goes, well, that's up to you. And the other ones kind of chuckle at the table. I mean, basically, you got 3 women drow here, and again, the shinies on them are unbelievable. It's amazing that Ark has contained himself on the shinies on these ladies. Yeah. Oh. Well, we were here on the behalf of our patron, but let's say lobbying for some souls. But we thought we would enjoy the city a little bit and all that it offers. Which, well, she looks at you with a big smirk. Not everything. But then again, we didn't know what we were searching for, maybe. The flirt's going over like big time. Oh my god. You know, Marquet will have this list of exotics that she has sampled. And it'll be this long list of exotics. But all in the sake of commerce. Oh, probably it will. What's that? Let's see. Does Starlissa notice all this going on? I mean, she's kind of been keeping an eye on things even though she's been drinking. She's good right now. She kind of notices out of the corner of her eyes and shrugs and knocks back another drink while ordering something to eat. That sounds gnomish in origin of food. Again, nothing with meat in it, necessarily. She is not necessarily... Well, she does have meat, but you just notice it's not her style of thing. And she makes the save again. God, that was a good one. Yes! Go for it. See, do that roll. Blow that roll. That'll then liven things up in the whole. All right. So Felix, you learn a little bit more. You learn that they've come here, though they have visited Golarion before, the 3 of them. They just don't make it very obvious because they would stick out like a sore thumb. But that you did learn that the part of the way that they can get to Golarion are some of the elf gates that are over in the elven lands. So now you've learned something new. So give yourself a +2 to knowledge history in regards to the elven kingdoms on Golarion and elven magic. Which room will Shar and Lyra's be? I will put a little dot in it. Alright, let's see. Dot. We'll do a pink dot. It'll be this one right here. And then this one is the other one that's kind of open. And then this is the 4 room that's open. So, you shouldn't cross-planar sausage research. It kind of is. You can add that to your sausage rolls. You can get a +2 to recognizing sausages of other planes. Exotic sausage roll. It may. Especially if you get some bad stuff or some poison stuff. That would be tragic. But Chunk will save people. I don't know. That's a very good question. You'll have to do some knowledge religion as well as knowledge sausage crosses. All right. So under ideas for marketing ideas, put consecrated sausage under Markale for a new marketing idea. Oh, yes, yes. So, knowledge, your knowledge religion doesn't help you a lot in watching what their symbol is. You know there's a symbol there. You've seen what it looked like, but it's just not coming to you right now. It's tickling the back of your mind, but you just don't know. Yet. So. Alright, Shar, I'm afraid. Holy bacon, Batman. So, our Shar... Okay, you two went... You guys are retiring for the night in case something goes south. At least you two will get a good night's rest of sorts. Yes. So the one next to you goes, so do you have a place you're staying tonight? Oh, yeah. Well, she goes, Narlixia and Thalia have their own room together. However, I have space. There's an extra bed in there, if you need. Plug them for other ideas. You could find out if there's any openings of the Drow Underdark in Azlant. Mm-hmm. No, we're more near Garand, but there are some outposts out that way. At least last time we knew. The one that she called Narlixia looks over, it's the one at the end, she goes, well, yes, and then there's those Neolithids and their cohorts, the Aboleths, that we have to deal with. Has no Underdark. You know Underdark is land. Oh my lord. Did you say Markale purrs? Yes. Yes, Felix has rubbed off. Even Felix, his ears wiggle a little bit as he thinks, did I hear purring? Hey. She goes, yes. She goes, I'm trying to think. Stew. I know. Map. Sure. No problem. Let's see where this shows. Oh, good. It's the Faerun's Underdark. Oh yeah, they call it the Darklands. Man. I know. Otherwise, they infringe upon each other. There it is. Let's see. That's got that. But that's not there. God, I'll have to see. That's Sekamina. Yeah, where's Sekamina? That would be those areas. Alright, let's see. There is some map over there. That's the Yeah, unfortunately, they've left this open. God, this is even more fun. Let's see, I'm going to print that off for later. Yep. Unfortunately, I don't think that our boys and girls have done a map for the Underdark on that. I think that they have not. Because remember, I don't think they've done one out there to the Azlanti continent, unfortunately. Yeah, they... I know. Yeah, it's unfortunate that they have, because, you know, you'd have thought that they would have done something like that, but I don't think they have. I think, like you said, I think they've kind of let it go. And yeah, there really is. Yeah, they did the Darklands, which is pretty good, don't get me wrong. And they've got a module that goes down into the Duergar, which I think they've done more than the Paizo, or than D&D has. D&D has been woeful when it comes to the Duergar and the Darrow. But with the Drow, yes. Now, Paizo has done a lot about what are called the Duergar, the Darrow, and the Urdafan, which are those kind of weird vampirish looking creatures, and the Morlocks. They've done a lot with that, but they have left a lot to be bargained with. Though Second Darkness brings the Drow in. It is one mod, it's one adventure path of theirs. If you guys ever want to go into the Underdark, would be kind of fun to run. So, not going to go into much, but it does touch it, if nothing else. Yeah, so they're flirting there. Max, you're learning more about this. From everything you're understanding from what they're talking about, Castrovel is a world that is right next to Golarion. It's kind of like Venus is to us, but it's more of a Earth-like atmosphere. No, it's not. And from what you understand, they're telling tales of dinosaurs and the ant people called the Fomorians and the elves, and that's where the elves fled to during when the world went into its thing and the Azlanti continent sank. That's where the elves went, was to Castrovel. So you now pick up a new knowledge skill sitting there in your drunkenness that you get a rank 1 in. And it is knowledge solar system / Castrovel. And you can look up the spelling on Castrovel. They'll show you a solar system in the great beyond if you want to take a look at that. Kind of sets you up a little. So wow, another world outside of the one Triaxis. You're going to learn the whole solar system, Max, by the time you and Josh, well, by the time we're done. Oh, you will know the solar system of the Golarion system. It'll bode well if you guys ever do Starfinder. Yes. Yeah, exactly. Yep. It's like what is it? Almost almost 2, I think it is. 1E. It was 1E going into 2 that they had Starjammer. And then it's just disappeared over the years. So, yeah. It's a wealth of it if you go to the earlier editions and can find them. 3 did a lot for Faerun as a whole. It really fleshed it out. And so, yeah, we're almost to where... you guys want to go a little farther, or do you guys want to call it a day here? Up to you. How's everybody else doing? Okay. All right, good. All right. And, yep, okay, so we'll go a little farther. We'll go to 3:30. So you learn that. Now, the devils themselves go over to where the fireplace is and sit down there. They now take the spot over there where Shara and them disappeared. Actually, one will sit at the table with the Ifrit, and they begin conversing. Do you want to ask the bartender anything, folks? You know, those are always a wealth of information, especially when you're buying. Mm-hmm. Well, what would you like to know? Ooh. Well, where would you like me to focus on? I learned all kinds of things. I know things about, the planes, she said, of course, because we get a lot of visitors. But also, she nods down towards the Triaxian. She goes, I know some things about other creatures, too. She goes, did you know that in a place on Golarion called Numenera, there is some of his folk that crash landed? And she nods down towards the Kasatha. She goes, now I don't think they're still living because it was a starship crash, but there's lots of see, she goes, the ones at that table that your friend's at, or the cat's at, she goes, the cat, because she doesn't know that necessarily you guys are friends. And the one that's at the end of the table, they're already exploring worlds where all of you are just still kind of exploring your world. So you're a little behind the times, dearie, she says. But there is more. Oh, of course. Well, you'll get there. Don't worry. But for now, they are branching out, growing. That's something I know. Now, well, she goes, I hear rumor from talking to the bunch at the table. There was a development on another world in your system. But I don't know if I should share that. So go ahead. If you want to use your diplomacy, you can see if you can get her to share more. She kind of thinks thoughtfully for a minute. She goes, that may be too much. All right, so let's see. Starlips are going to add to this, maybe. She's drinking and going, well, do tell. What shouldn't we know? And she adds her diplomacy to yours, which is epic. It puts yours to a 16. She goes, you are buying. Okay. Well, there was a group that chased a very ancient sorcerer out of Ustalav. In fact, Ustalav has come back a lot. She goes, I thought it was going to be more undead and terror, but it's gotten to be a little more modern. She says, what was his name? Oh, yes, Tarbafon. Now, he didn't die, mind you. He ended up on Eox, another world that is, sadly, not in good shape. But supposedly he wants to come back at some point. We'll see, though. You know how they are. Long-lived creatures sometimes are finicky. They don't enjoy life sometimes. Oh, well. But that's what I've heard, at least, from them. So, they're having troubles with that. Yes. The Lashunta, I call them. That's what they are, their name. The Lashunta. They are an interesting folk. Not as uppity as the elves are. Sometimes your elves are a lot more uppity, she says. The Lashunta live as long as they do. And actually aren't bad. They pay well. So, my opinion. One demon's opinion, she says, smiling, with the little pointy teeth showing. She goes, though I do like the look of your one friend down there towards the catfolk. She's intriguing. She's kind of a interesting blend. Do your diplomacy check on that one to see if you can get her to, or bluff, whichever you want to use. Yeah, well then go ahead and use your bluff. Oh yeah, she goes, well, and she sidles down. She goes, dearie, can I help you with anything else? She says, refilling one of your glasses. So do your fortitude check for me now that you're doing the 3 drinks, Josh, to see if how Syl's doing. This could get interesting. Nope, not yet. She's still feeling a little toasty. She goes, so you are interesting. Tell me more. She goes, I am piqued. And she's going to use, let's see, she's going to put her diplomacy on you. See if she can get Syl going the right direction. Oh, let's see. She is one of them. I got to go to this. There's my bestiaries. More bestiaries on demons. Oh, God. Yeah. I've got... This is so much fun. I've got things open that I never thought I would open, and it's like, yay. You guys take me to new places. Let's see, it's going to be 3 maybe she's in. Yeah, maybe 3. They do a lot of different things on them. Let's see, that's an incubus. That won't work. She ain't that. Nope. So maybe 2. God, they're really going to take me back in these books. That's where we need one that's just all on demons and all on daemons, and it makes it easier when I can compile them together. Yes, exactly. That's what I love about Volos. Volos gives you the guides on blah. Damn, we're going to go to 5 on me? I guess it is. Oh, there she is. Let's see, is that her? Alright, so. She is... Oh, I don't blame. I mean, there's some great stuff. If you look at all that you can do between the two, I mean, not that Forgotten's a bad setting. I love using it when I'm in D&D. In fact, I like that, and then I also love. Let's see. Hang on. Let's make sure I'm not missing any Shara. Okay, no Shara missed. There are some great books on it. Oh, there she is. There's my demon. I like it. It's actually out of 6. Good Lord. Well, you know, nobody said it would be easy. So she has... Oh, yeah. So she's gonna work her charms. You gotta kind of oppose this, which I doubt you're going to. I think she's gonna open you up. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. That's what I love about other planes. So... Well, she goes, my name is Lamonia. And I want to know what got you into fighting, at least this type of fighting. Really? Well, tell me this. Tell me the story. What kind of place did you grow up in that you needed this necessity? I know that the worlds are not often kind to your folk. Oh, you were in the exotic realms. Interesting. Were you part of a order over there? Were you part of an order over there, she asks. She even rolls better. Well, so did you leave voluntarily, or was the order eradicated? Well, that. So you're soaking this in, Aurora, as you're listening down the way. So then, what brought you all the way to an expedition? I take it you feel more at home with this group than wandering. Well, there you go, Aurora. You got a little background on things. She just keeps smiling and pours you another, and then moves down and pours Chunk another. And she goes, do you want some more sausages, dearie? I can get you some more. Good. All right, so do your fortitude. Since you guys have been here a while, go ahead, Chunk. Do your fortitude. Not like it's going to matter. I mean, you're probably going to blow the roll out of existence. Oh, yeah. Chunk's just like, give me more. Just keep pouring it in my veins. So, and then I got to do one for Lissa because she's having another shot. God, that's 5 shots. She's moving along. Yeah, you know how that is. Starless might feel a little bit underwhelmed by her performance if she doesn't keep up. All right. Yeah, maybe not. She's got a 19. She's starting to feel a little bit. She's starting to feel a little of the warm fuzzies. She goes, such fun. This is relaxing compared to where we were. She goes, I'm glad we're here. She goes, this will be a little R&R for us. Get us back into shape for things. So she asked the bartender, she goes, so, what's your story? She goes, what brought you to a bar in the Boneyard? And then there's a grin that goes over the face. Let's see how good she does on the diplomacy with this one. Oh, no. We re-rolling that one. We're burning a real roll. That would have been epic. Be like, none of your business. I can just hear that one go off. Whap. Schwack. Starlissa gets a swack in the face. All right. There we go. It's almost a natural 20. And then, yeah, so 24. She goes, oh, I don't know. I don't necessarily believe what my people believe. She goes, I kind of like Pharasma's view of life. She goes, not everybody has to go where they don't need to be because of their kind. She goes, look, I'm dealing with a celestial and an angel. Who would have thought, right? And she goes, and a Psychopomp owner. So who'd have thought? You could do an alignment check on her if you wanted to. Or if you felt like you could do it and not light up too brilliantly. So Starless asks, so you're not necessarily evil? She goes, oh, dearie, no. She goes, why would I work in a bar like this if I was evil? She goes, no offense to those who are. She goes, we got good patrons here who are. But I blend better. I just see that life is about a little more balance than I used to see it. She goes, I didn't used to think that way. I used to think everything was about torture and pain, and there's still some fun to that, but she goes, she goes, I just have shifted a little more to where I think it's not about good, it's not about evil, it's just about experience. Now you get the definite vibe she's not evil, which blows your mind, because everything you've been taught, Aurora, in most things in life, there's good, evil, neutral, and each of these creatures find these niches. Oh, yes, she says, I've been to a lot of places. She goes, in fact, my two co-workers are not good. They're not evil, but they're not good. So you've got an angel who's not good, you've got a demon who's not good, and you've got a celestial who's not good. And we all belong here. We're welcomed, in fact. It's kind of odd. I didn't think Pharasma... maybe. She goes, I don't know. She goes, we got a lot of patrons in here. But possible. Yeah, possible. Could be. She's like, well, dearies. She goes, our shift will end here soon, and then somebody else will take over. The wonderful thing about this bar is it never closes. We don't close. We just keep serving. It's kind of nice. Good change. Because I don't need to sleep, neither do the other two. So it's not like we're going home and going to bed or anything. We don't sleep. So stay as long as you like. Enjoy it. Rest. Respite. Enjoy our services. We like return patrons, by the way. So did Mark Hale make it back? Did we get Adrestia back? Are you back, Adrestia? Are you there? Nope. All right. So we will, with that note, kind of wind it down, and I will get you guys some experience. So let's do that. So for the outing there, what do I give you today? Let's see. Oh, what kind of fun would be there? Oh, I like that. And then we'll times it times what? All right, so that would be 2890 XP each, with actually we'll give you 3 PP in the Boneyard. So this is Boneyard specific. I'll give everybody for the great role play on this. All right, so this is going, and I'll put the date in there for 09/05/2020. See, we can have some fun with role playing too, guys. Doesn't have to be all go get Oberon. It can be lots of things. So, 2890 experience, 3 prestige points towards the Boneyard, and a D20 reroll for everyone. Everyone. So. Alright, and we'll pick up with you guys finishing the drinking and getting into the rooms. So you guys might as well divide up into the rooms you want to be in, and that'll be the next session with everybody kind of waking up in the morning. Markeo will be in the... Yep. Oh yeah, Mark... Wow. Well, they didn't get all of them. No problem. Uh-huh. Ooh. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. You geek out maybe a little more than you worry about the whole fiance aspect of it. It's all right. It's all good. Do I get to meet him? Am I going to kill you now? What? How should I handle this? Yeah, I could just see that one. No. Well, yeah, that's the things that come out of the 9-year-old sometimes. I mean, my oldest I can almost predict a lot better, though she's I think been shocked at my points of view on life. She's been like, "Damn, Dad, I didn't know you were like that." I'm like, well, you got to hang around with me more, child. You got to come see me. But yeah, the 9-year-old will throw out things like, "Come on, Dad, you're just driving me nuts," "Oh, Dad, you're such a big geek," and it's like, yeah, well, your point. Oh, you're not rubbing me wrong on this. So, well, congratulations, by the way. I mean, I guess that's good in order. So, that's exciting. So, not only do you have a game that you're working on coming out on and applying now at Paizo, but hey, you also got a fiance. What more could you ask for? And all in COVID.